Hello everybody and welcome back to another Figurehead Reviews video, and today we are taking a look at the Marvel Legends Monster Venom Wave Poison. Here we have Poison's name down at the bottom with the Venom name there at the, well, above, not at the top. We do have a Venom logo at the top, but we get some artwork here of Poison on the sides, same on both sides. We get a product shot as well as all the other figures needed in this wave to complete the Monster Venom Build-A-Figure. And at the top we do have the read-up. Believing himself to be a living miracle after seemingly coming back from the dead, symbiote-possessed Peter Parker rejects the Venom identity and names himself Poison. And at the bottom we have the UPC code, so you can check with your local retailer to see if they have this in stock. But enough about that, let's get this open and take a look at Poison. And here is Poison out of the packaging. Trying something a little different too when I have some of these characters that might get washed out there with the exposure levels. So I got the blue backdrop here so that he pops out a little bit more. But checking out the figure, really cool design. I like the sort of armor plating that he has on the torso. I got him. I'm not too familiar with the figure, or the character rather, but I think it's really well done. I love the incorporation of the symbiote tendrils in the logo on the chest, and he's got like the little, I don't know, the elbow talons coming out. So it's a really cool looking figure, and of course, just with all the symbiote related figures that we're getting lately, it is a good addition. He does not come with anything other than his Build-A-Figure piece, so we're going to skip over that until we actually review the Monster Venom Build-A-Figure itself. So with that being said, we're just going to jump into a better look at the figure here. And here we are up close with Poison, and we can see a pretty cool head sculpt there. Minimalistic paint. There's some silver apps that are applied to the lines on the inside there of the mouth and the forehead piece, and they might be a little washed out. Let me bring that back. But he's got silver around the eyes as well, and that all came out pretty good. The plastic used here for the white is kind of this, I don't know, like a, not quite a pearlescent tone to it, but it is shiny, so I like that aspect of it. Looking down at the rest of the figure, so I commented on how he had the symbiote tendrils there for the logo coming out, and that is really cool, and those are flexible, so there's not a whole lot of concern for hurting those, so you can still pose the figure around them. But you do get some more paint there, so you can see a little bit there, the silver paint on the lining, and then he's got some silver paint on the panel lines there as well. There is no paint on the back, but I think it looks really cool. This almost looks like something that I would expect to see like on an Iron Man figure, to be honest with you. And then he does have the same silver paint again on the edges there, or the corners of those, I don't know, talons. Whatever you want to call those. But continuing on, silver paint. They didn't do any of the silver paint right up here, but then it does continue down on the leg, but then it stops, and then you get nothing at the bottom again. So overall, though, it is a really cool design. Like, I like this armor look to the chest piece. The shoulders look cool. I think the neck looks cool. And I really do dig the back there, the spine portion of it. Yeah, I think it looks really, really neat. We'll go ahead and take a look now, though, at scale and articulation. And taking a peek here at the scale, we can see kind of, I know it's washed out a little bit, but we can see that Poison's coming in at about 6 1/4 inches tall, but that tendril there, that one long tendril winding all the way up almost to 7 1/4 inches tall. So yeah, it's up there quite a ways. Looking at the articulation, you got a head that can go down quite a ways and look up quite a ways. Of course, it has full rotation, and this head actually even has a little bit of rocking to it side to side. It's actually a pretty loose head. Like right now, that's not even really moving the hinge. That's just the ball joint. So not bad there. I'm going to point out, I've pointed this out on other figures in the past. If you look at the shoulders, if I were to just pull up on it, you could see how, maybe looking from the back, there we go. If I just pull up on it, look at that. You're going to hit the plastic if I just pull it up. So similar to some other figures, you're going to want to hold it down and maybe even bring it to the back and then kind of push. Yeah, see, there we go. you're going to want to be careful. You'll find a way to get it in there and bring the elbows, or rather the shoulders, up a ways, but you are going to want to be careful, because if you do not push down when you do that, you are absolutely going to hit plastic on plastic. And just to show that again, that's me not pushing down. That's me just trying to bring the elbow or the shoulder up. So be careful with that. Otherwise, you do, of course, have rotation at the bicep, double jointed elbow, and then you do have a hinge and rotation at the wrist. You do have an ab crunch that can look down quite a ways, back quite a ways, waist rotation, legs that can go apart that far, kick forward that far, back not at all, upper thigh cut, albeit, there we go, had to loosen that one. And then we have a double jointed knee, a boot cut, and of course ankle hinge with rotation and pivot. And here's everybody in the wave standing next to each other. So from the left we have Poison, Typhoid Mary, Scream, the Monster Venom Build-A-Figure in the back, Spider-Ham in front of him, and then Venom and Carnage. And that is it for this review, everyone. And, you know, I don't know much about Poison. Looks like it was a character really developed more, at least in this costume, in the recent Venomverse storyline, which I haven't read. But I think it's cool that they managed to rush, I don't want to say rush to production, but get the production of a figure from a recent storyline in there so quickly. And yeah, it's a cool looking figure. I like the overall sculpt. I like the design. I like the look. So especially if, like I've said with some of the other figures, if you're building that symbiote collection, I think you need them. With that being said, let me know, guys, in the comments, did you like the blue backdrop here? Did that sort of help with the figures like this that might be a lot of white? I'm thinking like, you know, even Gwenpool had a lot of white on her. Silver Surfer, I'm probably going to do this with when I actually review him. We'll see how he shows up. But let me know what you think of that. Aside from that, make sure to hit subscribe for more content like this. Make sure to check out my new series of mobile reviews that I have designed specifically for mobile devices in vertical orientation to really maximize the screen there with the fact that figures are taller than they are wider. But aside from that, thanks for stopping by watching my video. Have a great day.